Hi, I am excited to talk about the difference between Ayurveda and like what are they called? Like diet fads or trends. I know that sounds a little bit like I don't know. The word diet trends or diet fads sounds a bit judgy, but they exist and people are still doing them. The diet industry has been like $1 billion industry for a long time now, with diet pills and fad diets and celebrity endorsements and clever, marketing, etc. Uh, Diet fads kind of they promise quick fixes, usually like uh, um, yeah, like rapid weight loss or increased energy, um, to name a couple main buzzwords. Um, so I wanted to talk about kind of like how some how the diet fads actually kind of pull from Ayurveda, um, and also, yeah, compare and contrast. So how they're the same and how they're different. So Ayurveda stands apart from diet trends because it's more holistic, personalized, excuse me, sorry, and time tested. So it's been around for over 5,000 years. So while the modern day scientific research isn't extensive on Ayurveda, it has a 5,000 year plus longitudinal study that shows the efficacy of this. Um, it's a way of life. It's not a diet. It's yeah, of this uh, way of lifestyle, right? Like it's the way you eat, it's the way you live your life, the way you sleep. um, it's all about routines and prioritizing health, mental health, emotional health, spiritual health, as well as physical health, because all of that plays a huge role in your overall health and wellness. So, diet trends and fads, like I said, are kind of a one size fits all. They're often designed for rapid results and they capitalize on like current buzzwords: keto, paleo, intermittent fasting, juice cleanses, etc. Um, I'm thirsty. So Ayurveda is highly personalized. It takes into account the individual's dosha, vata, pitta, kapha, current imbalances, the climate that the person lives in, the season, what time of year it is, and even the mental state of the client. Whereas diet trends, they tend to generalize. For example, like low carb diets might not suit people with a high vata constitution because someone who has a lot of vata needs more grounding and more nourishing foods. So this can really actually throw someone way out of balance. Um, and then longevity. So, like I said, practiced over 5,000 years. Ayurveda is deeply rooted in timeless principles, and it focuses on sustainability, um, rather than quick fixes. Diet trends and fads, on the other hand, are usually short lived. Um, yeah, and they fade after a few years because they kind of lack long term results or like a sustainability quotient, if you will. Um, I do know some people who have been eating like paleo style or this like carnivorous diet for quite some time, maybe some years, and well, they seem to be happy with their energy levels and their weight loss. But then I also noticed that there are some other imbalances, like some skin issues going on, um, and like emotional issues. And so this is the part where it's not sustainable. Yeah, people tend to focus on um, what they're seeing in like this weight loss or whatever. Um, People like to lose weight. And then when it comes to the other side effects of kind of more extreme diets, they look another way, like, oh, well, what is that coming from? It wouldn't be my diet, well, I'll just take the medication for that. Or what is my skin doing now? I need to go to the doctor. It's like, well, it could actually be that you're only feeding your skin meat. And your skin needs other things to be healthy. For example. Yeah, and then like Ayurveda's approach to food considers food as medicine. It emphasizes fresh, seasonal, local foods that are prepared mindfully. And spices and herbs are used to enhance digestion and healing. Whereas diet trends, they often restrict entire food groups. I just kind of talked about that, and rely on processed alternatives like keto bars, protein powders, etc. Some trends prioritize macros like carbs, protein, and fat over the quality and digestibility of food. So it just complicates food, right? Like, it doesn't have to be so complicated. I love that Ayurveda is really like all inclusive and really focuses on, plant-based. I love what one of the doctors said once. He said, it's pretty simple. Eat food, real food, mostly plants and not too much. Ayurveda is not a vegetarian diet. It's not about being vegetarian or vegan. For example, vatas need grounding food, right? This includes meat. Maybe a kapha person who's already got a lot of uh, uh, inertia, if you will, doesn't need so much grounding, so they can go for lighter foods. So that kind of circles back to the customization of Ayurveda. What else? Yeah. So I have some notes here. Oh, the focus on digestion. Yeah. So a lot of diet trends, they don't really focus on digestion. They just focus on calorie intake and output. Um, like intermittent fasting, for example. Like if you don't eat for 16 hours a day and you even have a really big meal, or two decent sized meals in 8 hours, then you're eliminating calories because you're not eating for, those other 4 hours of the day, or what have you. Not only that, but when you restrict your body from food, from calories, your metabolism starts to slow down and it starts to conserve, so it starts to hold on. So then, because it thinks it's not going to get fed, right? So then when you do start to eat again, it holds on to the fat, the nutrients, because it doesn't know when it's going to eat again. So while you can experience weight loss with intermittent fasting, it throws off your body's natural rhythms. There's a lot gentler way to be more routine again with your eating. it doesn't mess so much with your emotions, right? Because when you restrict, then that your mind usually goes to, I'm hungry, but I can't eat. So what do I do now? So it has to fill in the time to do other things and whatever else might come up, right? If you're a person who's suffered from eating disorders or other forms of restriction in your life, or you're just a rebel and you don't like to be told not to, then there could be a binge in the near future. Like, don't tell me I can't eat. I'm going to eat everything in the house. Or I'm going to go out to eat and, or whatever it is. What else? Yeah, so there's a mind-body connection that Ayurveda focuses on. So Ayurveda sees food as connected with the mental and emotional health, which is basically what I was just talking about. Recommending foods to balance not just your physical, but also your mental and emotional well-being. And then on the other hand, diet trends tend to focus more on the physical and not so much on the mental and emotional well-being. Flexibility. Ayurveda is adaptable, and because we're always changing, right? We're always growing, evolving. We're going through different stages in our lives, right? We're different in our 20s than we are in our 30s, than we are in our 40s, 50s, 60s, right? We go through adulthood, and women go through menopause, and we all have different stages. Our bodies, I don't have to go into that. It's evident. So, and then also, like, if you live in like a hot climate versus moving into a colder climate, then your diet's going to change. Your needs are going to change. Your skin will change. A lot of us break out in like extreme heat. Some people get heat rashes, but others thrive in extreme heat, right? This has to do with your constitution. Do you have a lot of heat in your body naturally, or do you have a lot of, cold? What else? Yeah, diet trends are often very rigid and restrictive, leading to burnout, nutrient deficiencies, or binge eating, like I said. In Ayurveda, no food is inherently bad. It's just about balance. Excuse me, just getting over a bit of a upper respiratory deal. So that's still lingering. Cultural and historical depth. So Ayurveda is rooted in ancient traditions, and it offers wisdom passed down throughout the ages. And diet trends are very, very, very fast. They just kind of pop up, and then they're driven by marketing, and then they're influenced by selective scientific studies, and then they have limited historical context. So they pop up, and then usually they disappear just as fast as they appeared. Let's see. Yeah, so some of the criticisms of Ayurveda is that it's slower. It doesn't have that immediate effect or results compared to the quick fix fads. But as most people are aware, like, quick fixes are short lasting. A lot of women want to lose weight quickly for their wedding dress. They don't care what they look like after. So, a lot of times diet trends can, they're that quick fix that shed lots of weight really quick as long as you stay, strict with yourself. And then after, probably you'll gain all the weight back and then some. Not to be rude or mean or anything, but usually that's what happens. What else? Yeah, so also with Ayurveda, it requires a lot of continued education. So an Ayurvedic practitioner to kind of help you, guide you through. It's a lifestyle change. So it's not a quick fix. And it's a beautiful thing. It's not just how to change what you look like on the outside. It's how to become a healthier person overall, mind, body, spirit, or soul, whatever. So this is a beautiful path to walk. But it's not for everyone. So if you're someone who's seeking convenience or simplicity and just really don't care to dive deep, in your own like wellness journey, then maybe, Ayurveda is just not for you, which is totally fine. Everybody walks their own path. So both Ayurveda and fad diets have gained popularity recently, mostly through celebrity endorsements and wellness influencers. Some unique strengths of Ayurveda are its holistic approach. So, like I said, considers the mental, emotional, and physical quality of health. And then it's sustainable. So it encourages habits that can be sustained over a lifetime. And then it also is integrated into your lifestyle. So it includes yoga, meditation, and self-care practices alongside diet. So some criticisms of fad diets are that many of them are unsustainable, leading to weight cycling or yo-yo, like losing weight, gaining weight, losing weight, gaining weight. Yo-yo dieting is what I was trying to get at. And then they often ignore like the individual variability, as well as cultural context and the psychological aspects of eating. So in the end, or the bottom line, is that Ayurveda offers a balanced, more individualized, holistic approach to health. And this approach stands the test of times. In contrast, diet trends and fads often focus on short-term goals, novelty, and marketability, which then sacrifices sustainability and depth. So that's basically it. This was my little summary about the difference between Ayurveda and diet trends, what Ayurveda is and what it isn't. I think, Ayurveda's gotten packaged and like nicely like tied up. And so people think that I think people are starting to think that they know what it is and it fits inside of this box, but it's so much more than what's inside that box, because you're so much more than, anything in the box. You're like multifaceted and always changing. And that's what I love. Obviously, I'm an Ayurvedic practitioner, so I'm leaning towards, I have a bias. But I love Ayurveda because it really works with the individual today. And then in a year, it's also working with that individual today, right? So it stays with you, it changes with you, and always offers you the best options to implement with very minimal side effects. So as far as negative side effects go, if any. So it's a winner. And not only that, but Ayurveda is all about prevention. And one of the best things I've heard is, what is it? An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of a cure. So if you can prevent illness and dis-ease or unwellness, then you're a step ahead. I remember hearing about a woman who lived, I think it was in China, and the Chinese doctor only got paid if they kept you well, not if you got sick. I love that. It's like, yeah, when did we start paying people? Like, yeah, should be the other way around, where we pay people to keep us healthy, and and then they don't get paid if we get sick. That's the goal, right? All right, well, here's to health and wellness, and I hope that was informative and interesting, um, and I hope it didn't come off too judgy. Um, yeah, everything has its place, and I just wanted to share a little bit, shine a little bit of light on the various approaches to health and wellness.